We've seen many C64 releases in recent years offering new takes on classic arcade games of the era. Many aim to play it straight, aiming for an experience as close to those classics as possible. But for others, like Galaga, so far no attempt on our favourite 8-bitter really has lived up to the promise. Well, that's not the case anymore, as the new release Galencia aims to take on the classic and show that a great take is more than possible. It's Space Year 2017, and declining bee populations have been noticed by the alien guardians, who, in retaliation, have sent their fleets to Earth to lay waste to humanity. It's down to you taking charge of your 1981 Galencia starfighter to battle your way through 50 waves, blasting through space bees and restoring order. The first thing you're going to notice is the presentation, opening up with an animated intro as a scroll text brings the player up to speed on the story. Typically, this is a separate load for other games, and having it all in the one load makes for a far more polished experience. When you're done with the intro and in the main game, accessing the main options from the F1 key gives you a lot of power. Here, you'll have options to tweak background start colours, the status panel colours, along with loading and saving your high score to disk. Even more importantly, there is the tournament mode. This one gives players a single life. It's the perfect setup for running a tense high score battle. Enough of that. Once you hit fire to start, you'll see that launch sequence play out, and when it's done, the first wave will start spawning in. This part of the game is really where things diverge. Both your sprite, along with the enemies, are far larger, so you'll be battling fewer of them on each wave. To compensate, they get tough. You won't see much in the early waves, but later on, they'll be taking more than one hit, and you'll need to be very careful to give yourself enough room to pump them full of plasma when they head down for an attack. You've also got the lures of the sirens to avoid. Unlike the other enemy fighters, they will swoop down and start their siren song. Any unwary fighter is caught in it, they'll be whisked away, losing a life. Though, as always, blasting a fighter toting siren when on an attack run will freeze said fighter, giving you an upgrade with twice the firepower. But be careful. A stray shot when you're attacking the siren might lead to you accidentally destroying your fighter rather than setting it free. For every 5th wave, you'll be given a bit of a breather from the onslaught, encountering either a challenge stage, this involves blasting a sequence of drones for a reward, an asteroid field, where you'll be collecting bonus stars for points, or a boss battle. So far, I've not made it far enough to see those boss battles yet, but knowing the general tone of the game, I can imagine they're going to be tough suckers to take down. A fundamental element to making this game as playable as it is in the controls. The need for responsive, fluid controls is paramount, and Galencia absolutely delivers on that promise. Your fighter moves promptly across the playfield, hovering the fire button spewing plasma bolts of death, all without a delay. Graphically, the C64 is used very well here. Your fighter, the bullets and enemies are vividly coloured, with well animated sprite frames and fitting that late 80s vibe superbly. The additional colouring used on enemy fighters to indicate their weakness is also a great touch. Colours that stand out and do not clash with the rest of the screen. As for the audio, there's a bunch of great sound effects, in particular the enemy firing sounds. To go with it are some solid pulse-banding tunes. The main in-game tune is pumping, but not overwhelming enough to clash with the sound effects. And for the title theme, it's a great composition which also gives you that strong arcade vibe. Now, is Galencia an innovative game? No way. But you know what? Who cares? This is probably the most polished C64 release I've seen in 2017 so far. The variety of options on offer, those colourful, fluid graphics, excellent audio and music, plus action offering fluid controls, fast gameplay, all of these combined to result in a title which comes strongly recommended by yours truly. Now, as I'm recording this, Galencia is only available as a digital download from the itch.io page. You'll see that in the description. For those who want a physical copy, or are based in the US and currently run an NTSC setup, a physical release is coming and will be fixed for those machines. Keep an eye out for that. Regardless of what you prefer, Galencia stands out as a polished, challenging, but most importantly, fun addition to the C64's library. If you're interested in fast-paced action, a tough challenge, and more importantly, a fan of supporting independent creators, then grab it, stat. And with that, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.